Hello, this is Andrei DNA, and in this video I will give you a tutorial, a very quick step-by-step tutorial on what to do with my tool, with my parent imputator tool. First, let's discuss what parent imputator tool is. If you have the genotype of a child and one of the child's parents, you can actually impute the genotype of the second parent. And that's what my tool seeks to accomplish. Now, it may look easy to use, but it's quite hard, and there is a technique that you need to employ to use it properly. In this video, I hope I will teach you this technique, and I hope that at the end of this video you are able to do your imputations and do what needs to be done, right? Do what needs to be done without questions, without errors, without problems. If you have problems, or if your result doesn't seem, if what you are getting with the imputation doesn't seem appropriate, chances are something went wrong and you did something wrong. And this is why you need, if that happens, you need to re-watch this tutorial and make sure that you follow up on whatever step it is that you missed. Make sure that you watch this very attentively. However, of course, I will be there to answer your questions on YouTube. You can reach out to me, and you can reach out to me on Discord. There's many ways you can contact me, and I will help you figure it out.
The very first thing you need to do is you need to go to DNAgenics and you need to install DNA Kit Studio. This is a very handy program that allows you to manipulate raw DNA files, and you will be using this program to make sure that the two files you are making imputations with are aligned. You're making sure that they are in a format that my tool can recognize. Let's start with step 1. This is a folder that contains my DNA file in my heritage format and the DNA file of my mother. It does not matter what format you start with, Ancestry, MyHeritage, 23andMe, the process for this first step is going to be the same. We are going to open DNA Kit Studio and we are going to add these two files into the raw converter. You can see that they are recognized as file type ftDNA 1.0. This is how DNA Kit Studio recognizes MyHeritage file formats. And what we are going to do actually is we're not going to use a raw data template. That's going to happen a little bit later. We're going to set output format to 23andMe. We are going to convert these files to 23andMe format. And now we're going to click convert. And now in the folder, you will see two files coming up. You see this file, and you're going to see another file here. So let's go ahead and rename these files. We're going to rename these files to Andrei 23 and me. And this file we are going to rename with Natalia 23andMe. This is a file in 23andMe format, and it is important to align these files. Now, in case your genome file is from two different services, for example, your parent 1 took Ancestry DNA, whereas you took MyHeritage, you can actually still use my imputator tool, but there is going to be an additional step. So let's assume, for this instance, that it is true in my case. Let's assume that my file is Ancestry DNA file that I just converted to 23andMe. This is not going to work. You know why this is not going to work? It's not going to work because the SNPs are different, because Ancestry DNA looks at different SNPs, not the ones 23andMe and MyHeritage look for. So this is not enough. Just doing this will not help our case. What we need to do now, in case your files are in different formats, because if they aren't, you don't need to do this, but if they are in different formats, what you need to do is you need to add this converted file. Hold on, it is here. And we're going to use a raw data template. And for the raw data, we are going to select the file of the parent. Or you can do the other way around. It does not really matter. What matters is that the files are aligned and that the SNPs and the order of SNPs in the files corresponds with each other. Let's go ahead and click convert. This is how it's going to happen. Yes, and now we get this kind of a file. It is the same exact file as here because these are both from MyHeritage. They are identical format. But if you took Ancestry or MyHeritage, or if you took two files that are in different formats, different services, this is a step you need to do. I cannot stress enough how important this step is. Now we are going to open my website, and we see that we can select a child's file and parent1. So for the child's file, we are going to select the file of the child. In case you were doing the whole conversion thing, and you were doing the whole aligning to each other thing, this would be the file you choose, not this one. But in my case, it does not matter because these two files are identical. So I'm going to select this file for me, and we're going to enter my name, Andrei. Yep. And for parent1, we are going to select the file that we generated for the parent. Not this one, because this is a MyHeritage CSV file. We're going to use this file right here. And we're going to enter the name of the parent. We're going to enter Natalia. And now that we've done this, we can click on the Start Imputation button. And we're going to see that we just downloaded this file right here. And this is a file that contains the raw genome data, the information for parent 2. So this would be my father. This is my other parent. So this is my father. I just simulated my father's DNA and made a DNA file for my father, somebody who's never taking a DNA test and will never take a DNA test, and I will never know what his DNA really is, but this allows me to get a close look and a pretty good guess at what his DNA might be like. As it is, you will be able to use this file with my tool. You will be able to use it with my trait predictor tool. However, there might be problems when you try to run this file through Admixture Studio or GEDmatch, and I want to make sure that we resolve these problems. So we're gonna wait for my tool to finish. I'm just gonna show you that in terms of my tool does not care. This is a fine format, and my tools, every tool I've made, from Nashakot to hair shape predictor to nose shape predictor to whatever, every tool I've made will recognize this file format. GEDmatch might not. So we see that with my trait predictor, we see a result like this. And this is an imputed genotype for my father. This is a very interesting file right here. So it is what it is, you know, it is what it is. Look at this. No blue haplotype 3, darker coloring. Seems just about right. Yep, seems just about right. So let me show you how to make this file usable and eligible for GEDmatch. Now I'm going to show you how to make this file actually work with GEDmatch. And what we're going to do is we're going to open DNAKit Studio once again. We're going to add this file to our row converter. So this is the file of our imputed parent. We're going to select family tree DNA / MyHeritage as the output format, and we're going to disable write no calls. This is very important. This you have to disable. We're going to go ahead and click convert. Let's wait for it to finish. And there we go. We got our outputted file. Let's rename it to Andrei Dad. Yes, Andrei Dad. And now let's see how we can run it with Admixture Studio. If you can run this with Admixture Studio, you can definitely put it on GEDmatch, because Admixture Studio is a lot more pickier than GEDmatch when it comes to file format. So as you can see here, I am running this file through Eurogenes K13 with Admixture Studio, and it's working. It's calculating populations. It finished, and there we go. This is the output. This is what my father would score if he took a DNA test. 48.8% Baltic. Very interesting, very typical kind of result for a Russian / Ukrainian / Moldavian mixture. With the oracle, he seems to be a mixture of Polish plus Erzia for the first place, closest to Russians from Smolensk, then Polacks from Estonia. Well, kind of interesting result, a little bit different from mine. Certainly very different from my mother. A lot less East Asian and Siberian than both of us. Seems to be the closest mixture is half Kargopol Russian plus 1/4 Ukrainian plus 1/4 Lithuanian. Looks pretty good, pretty accurate, it seems to me. Well, and there's actually very little East Mediterranean, I just noticed. Well, that's pretty much all there is to it. I programmed this thing myself, and it's on my website. Make sure you check it out, it's free. I just gave you a whole tutorial on what to do. Thank me by subscribing to my channel, watching my videos. Goodbye. Leaving a like on this video would help as well. Goodbye.